I don't remember the first time I really celebrated the new year or stayed up until midnight. Somewhere along the lines, that tradition began for me, and it became a somewhat important night on my calendar. Although, when I first moved to America, it was a little bit different. I'd been used to fireworks and Big Ben and all that entailed. But coming to America, I was excited to witness for the first time the ball dropping. They'd mentioned it in countless movies and TV shows, and I was excited. And it turned out to be rather anticlimactic as I watched this small ball above Times Square slowly descend down during that 10-second count to announce and usher in the new year. It was a bit of an anticlimax. And that sense and feeling of anticlimax might be where some of us are today and this evening as we prepare to say goodbye to 2021 and welcome in 2022. The new year should be an exciting time, new opportunities, new beginnings, a chance to turn the page and enter with a clean slate, a moment of excitement and hope. But in some ways, this year feels a bit different. Last year, there was some optimism that the winds of change were coming, and there was hope that the vaccine that was about to be released would allow us to begin fighting back against this pandemic, and that this past year, the one we were entering, would be a year where we would defeat COVID-19 and enter into a brighter future. But right now, as we look around, we have Omicron, we have rising numbers, we have a sense of stagnation and a fight that is very much still ongoing and not yet won. It's hard to see how this new year will be different and what there is to really look forward to. But we need to find that hope, that tikva, amidst a challenging time, because that's what we do as a people and as a community. We find the hope. And there is always something to be hopeful for about a new year, no matter how hopeless things might feel and how difficult the situation we're facing might be. We still know always that things can be better, and the new year offers that opportunity to change and begin that work. I think that this feeling is summed up in a video that went viral last week. In case you missed it, the video contained a school teacher attempting to make a full court basketball shot in the playground where she was surrounded by her students. The entire class was watching, and it turns out that she'd also promised the students that they would all get hot chocolate if she made the shot. Looking for positives in a challenging situation, because we're online, rather than tell you about it, we can all watch it together and see that moment. The teacher in that video, Miss Fitz, became a viral video sensation. And I'll be honest that after I watched the video once, I then watched it again at least 10 more times immediately. And then I did what I do, which is share it on social media across all of my channels, watching it again and again. The video did go viral, not because of me, but because so many other people shared it, appreciating this clip, because it spoke to them. It had something within it that they wanted to share, that they wanted to let other people see and join them in celebrating. And I think in many ways, it speaks to what we need as we end the year and enter the new one. I'm guessing that the probability was she would miss the shot. What she was attempting was difficult, even in a school playground-sized basketball court. I can't imagine that she's hitting shots like that on a regular basis, or perhaps she'd be in the WNBA rather than in Canada in a schoolyard. But there was still hope. There was hope for her students, hope that she would make the shot. Miss Fitz, the teacher in that video, speaks to all of us this year because we enter that new year with the same sense of hope. The odds might be stacked against us. We don't know if the ball will find the basket and whether we'll be rewarded with hot chocolate, but we all have hope in what's possible. We all have the ability to try and make the shot. We all have the belief that it could happen. In many ways, I think that this message resonates with this week's Torah portion. We are in the book of Exodus. The Israelites are in Egypt as we read the portion of Vayera. And the bulk of the portion is dedicated to the story of the 10 plagues. But the 10 plagues don't finish this week. We read the story of the plague of hail, the 7th plague, and then the Torah portion ends. We don't know at the end of this week's Torah portion whether the Israelites will leave Egypt, whether they will be freed from slavery. We have to wait to see what will happen. Waiting, still enslaved in Egypt. We don't know what comes next. We have to wait for the end of the story, just like the children in the playground had to wait to see if Miss Fitz would make the shot. The Israelites had to wait to see if Pharaoh would finally let them go. And we have to wait to see if we can help make this new year better for us all, if we can make that full court basket. But I think it's also what happens next in the video that is so powerful for me and the new year we are entering. Because what I see in that video, most of all, is joy. There is so much joy as the children share in that experience, uniting in celebrating this moment as their teacher makes that improbable shot. Miss Fitz found a way to bring the entire playground together to celebrate a joint success. They were invested in that moment because while she might have been the one making the shot, they were the ones who would be getting the hot chocolate afterwards. I watched the clip and couldn't help but wonder what there might be in our world today that could get all of us, each and every one of us, celebrating together, uniting in the way that all of those children did in the playground, across divisions and separation, to share in unbridled joy for a moment about something. That joy is palpable on the screen. The children are ecstatic. They watched the events unfold. They hoped that she would make the shot. And then they celebrated all of them together. As much as it was nice to see the ball land in the basket, watching those children was just something else. I'm sure that they were excited about the hot chocolate that they would receive. But more than that, I think they were excited to be sharing in that moment together, a moment of joy and jubilation. And as the clip demonstrates, the amazing thing about joy is that it is truly contagious, because it's not just the children who felt the joy of that moment, but each one of us who got to see the clip shared in the joy. We might not have witnessed it firsthand. We might not have got to drink the hot chocolate afterwards, but we felt the joy of that moment. And that's what we need as we enter into 2022. We might be entering this new year in a state of mixed emotions, but we can take heart from Miss Fitz and the lessons she offers. Even if our goals might seem unattainable, that doesn't mean we shouldn't try and achieve them. We should still be attempting those full court shots, no matter what the odds are and how improbable or how much of a quite literal long shot it might be. And then in this new year, we should look for those moments that can unite us all in joy, bringing people together to celebrate, whether it's a basket, whether it's an achievement, whether it's a sports team, whether it's something bigger. And I hope that there will be those bigger moments that truly unite us and our community and our world in celebration. And then, as I'm sure happened afterwards, we need to make good on our promises. I am in no doubt that the class enjoyed the hot chocolate that had been promised to them. And we need to think about the commitments and the promises that we want to make for this new year and then how we can fulfill them. I hope that 2022 will see us all make the full court shots we attempt, feel the joy of a playground full of children celebrating their teachers' achievements, and experience the sweetness of a hot chocolate that we share with those around us. We might be entering this new year with mixed emotions, but there's a lot to hope for, a lot to look forward to, and there will be joy for us to share together. Shana Tova. May it be a good and sweet new year for us all, filled with joy and celebration and moments of sweetness. Shabbat Shalom.